Does it say we're live now?
Yeah.
All right. And then record on this computer. Woohoo!
We are live.
All right. Hello, everyone. This is Holy Hops Tavern, where the innkeepers are the adventurers. It's going to be a light crew this particular week, but it's not going to be just a straight up QA or anything like that. We're going to do a little bit more of a backstory of some of our characters, as well as do a little bit of a refresher so that we can be a little bit more efficient in our playing. But are there any announcements, really?
No, next week we should be normal, but
At our new time.
Normal.
Right. I believe that we have 2 or 3 games in December, but we should be resolving the Ross Comet story arc but before the end of the year, I hope. And we'll be able to start up a whole new story in January. That's the goal.
Yes.
That's awesome.
But yeah, past that, how are you doing, John?
I'm well. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone. Thank you for joining us. And yeah, nothing, I mean, pretty quiet here. Nothing crazy going on. So it's good. I'll take it.
Lovely.
Everyone is COVID free that we know of, knock on wood. We are in the minority of the normal people in the United States who chose not to travel and infect the rest of the country with COVID. Although I did see today that the CDC announced that they believe it's 8 times the amount is the accurate number. So that would put us at around 100 million.
I saw that. That is a very large number.
It's amazing to me. That means about half of the adults in America have had COVID. So that's great. Keep it going, guys. Well, you mouth breathers out there.
Well, that's an optimistic way of looking at it.
Yeah. Herd immunity.
Archie's with us.
Hey, Archie.
We're well, Archie. How are you?
We haven't started anything yet. We're just doing
there.
basic introductions.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, John, before we do a deep dive into the history of things, did you have any questions about playing a cleric or any of the logistical side of things so far?
No, I think it's been super interesting so far. It's good as we progress through to start learning, like, okay, well, you can only use certain spells because you're this type of cleric and not this type of cleric. So those things, I think everything's been great in figuring things out as we go along. I think it's been super simple. I don't have any questions or anything at the moment.
All right. Cool. So let's get started with the backstory bit then.
Okay.
Now, your parents were the previous tavern owners. Did we say that they started their tavern here, or did we say that they moved here to start it?
I don't remember.
All right. Well, let's flesh that part out.
Okay.
Where are your parents from? Do they come from a large city and move out here?
Yeah, I would assume that they're not local, that they started somewhere else and moved out here for a better life.
All right. So this is Florida for them.
Yes.
Got it.
Without the COVID.
All right. And clearly they had you at some point. Now, when did your beer divinity awaken, do you think?
I think I always, since they were interested in this field, I think that it was pretty early on that I realized I had some calling towards the beer. So yeah, I think when I was a youth.
All right. What specific aspect of beer is kind of your nugget? Is it the community that beer brings? Is it the commerce side of things? It's an integral part of society as a whole? Is it the flavor? Is it the experience of the drink?
Yeah, I think it's the experience and the community that it brings about based on that.
Hmm. What are some cool rituals do you think that would be based around that? Like a
I have a question. Does the tavern have a beer altar in it?
oh yeah.
Have a beer what?
Altar.
I 100% think that it should. Yes. I think that's an amazing idea.
What would that even look like?
So in my mind, like there's like gold gilded like taps.
An homage to all the beers of the world.
Some candles that are like next to that
I like it.
golden keg.
Yeah. I love it. It's beautiful.
You guys are great.
World beer altar.
You just like open the taps to like make an offering and let it run all over.
Let it go. Yeah. Mix them together. We can mix them together to try different. We have a tap. There's like a some type of a magical or forget the word, a divine tap where we could pull any of the things and pull from any of the beers from around the world.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
Global beer tasting option. That's nifty. And then there's like a special type of drain so that people who come and visit the shrine can pour one out for their homies.
Mm-hmm. I love it. That's a great idea.
Burn hops like incense.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Sure.
I don't know how hops smell when they burn.
We'll find out.
Sounds
Well,
like a good experiment.
Great. So how did you imagine meeting John? You had a idea.
So my idea was that while John excelled at all things beer, the actual or Quinto, should use character names.
Thank
While
you.
Quinto excelled at all things beer, when the actual like caring of the plant life was not so much part of what he wanted to concentrate on. And in my little imagined scenario of how I found myself going back to the tavern while fleeing my family with Hey Hey. Hey Hey came with me because Hey Hey has a backstory now, in case you want to know. I found an escaped goat in the woods and using my druidic abilities, followed the escaped goat back to the tavern and asked Quinto if he needed help.
I don't think Quinto has any nature or any survival or any of those skills.
Nope.
So he's good at running the tavern, but in terms of the farming side of special ingredients he might need for his beers, he was completely inept at fabricating.
I like how this is just a fairly lowly cloaked veil of real life in our business. This is great.
I just realized that.
And
I
then
see
Hank
it.
takes
I
the
see it so
ingredients
much.
and mixes them together in a pretty way.
So funny.
Oh, this is special.
See, and I was like fixated on the fact that while Quinto has no nature or like animal handling or anything like that, John is far better with plants and animals than I am. And that's what I was fixated on.
Nope. See that? Yeah, I don't have anything. I have insight, medicine, persuasion, religion.
Medicine is. How would you? What's something in your story that would have made you very knowledgeable about anatomy and medicine and that side of things? It seems to be the outlier skill out of all of them. I mean, a bartender would need insight. Most of those other aspects make a world of sense. Medicine is interesting.
Yeah. I don't know what the thought process was on that initially.
Clerics get medicine. Like, isn't that just one of the things that clerics end up
It's
getting?
a choice,
Oh.
so they can pick medicine. So maybe it's you through studying beer, you understand toxicity, and maybe you understand human anatomy because you wanted to know how the beers would affect them. Like maybe you wanted the beers to give certain vibes, and so you studied anatomy and physiology a little bit to deal with the chemistry side of things. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe my lab partner in my beer school had an adverse reaction and was dying, and I had to figure out how to save him. So it led me down a path to learn more about medicine.
We find out he was allergic to hops.
You also said there's no healer in the village. There's like not really another healer in the village.
Correct. There really isn't. So yeah, maybe you were just the go-to medicine man for years up until the druid showed up and could actually magically heal.
That makes sense.
Especially if one of your parents were a healer too, and you could have learned.
Right. That would make sense.
Yeah. Makes sense.
So does Quinto have any brothers or sisters?
Nope, only child.
That's so many less NPCs I can torture. Darn it.
I gave you a lot.
You did. You're absurd.
I had a lot of fun with my backstory.
That's awesome.
All right. What is
I probably
something
stopped
that happened in town that the two of you fixed together? It's a small town, so small issues are often have to have been dealt with by whoever's available. So, what's something that both of you fixed in town?
I keep forgetting that gnomes are like not like the gnomes and troll hunters. Because I was about to say helping with a gnome infestation, but then I was like, no, wait.
Gully's a gnome.
Gully's a gnome. That's where we take a gnome.
An infestation. So maybe there were a bunch of like sewer rats somewhere. Dire rats, giant dog-sized rodents that just were planning to attack you.
Like all the minks that had COVID in Denmark.
What's this?
They put down 15 million minks in Denmark that had a weird strain of COVID. And they buried them in a mass grave. And because of the way that they buried them, for some reason, over the past couple of days, they started rising to the surface. And they started popping out of the ground like zombie minks. Super scary. 15 million of them.
Okay, that's what happened. You guys killed all those rodents.
Yeah. And we killed them with beer.
They were diseased.
Yeah.
And so you buried them and they just rose from the dead and you had to deal with zombie rats after that.
Yeah, we filled them. We drowned them with beer, a special beer. And then they wound up, all the gas from the beer wound up pushing them back up and making them zombies.
Oh my gosh.
And that explains why Quinto sets everything on fire.
Because
yeah, just want to burn it. Burn it down.
all right. Well, also, John, before I forget, you keep trying to use your mace. You're not very good at using your mace.
That's pretty obvious. Yeah.
What's something else that we can? I mean, clerics only have one really decent offensive cantrip, which you don't seem to use very much. So, what's something else that we could? Is there some way they could support your allies? You think? Like, how do you?
Can I like purchase some type of weapon that I could get good at, or no?
Well, your dexterity score is 10, I believe, or inconsequential.
Yeah.
Your strength score is also low.
I think it's 1.
8. My strength is an 8.
Okay, it's -1 for
Oh,
strength.
Yeah, -1. Mm-hmm.
So you're not very athletically minded to get good at anything martial.
Fair.
the best options to aid in that particular.
Well, what's the offensive cantrip?
He has Sacred Flame, which is his boiling oil or
Boiling beer froth.
boiling beer froth cantrip, which does that radiant damage. So you can do that at range, but up close and personal, I guess the mace is the best option, unless he wants to like help and like use the help action to give like either you or Gully advantage. But sorry, that's a very mechanical thing to just delve into. But so, in the village, let's assume that both of you are having a pleasant day and you needed to give a shipment of your beer to the. Yeah, doing a bunch of like mini scenes is interesting. And you just kind of glossed over the backstory option.
Well, I didn't realize you want me to like segue into a scene. I could totally do that.
Well, if you guys want to do a scene or just talk about backstory, it's fine. Otherwise, I can just come up with
When we can,
encounters for you to do little developments. But I figured that just having you guys talk and interact with each other and get
In
a little bit more
character.
in character would be better than doing these little kind of flesh out scenes. So, what are your thoughts on just have a quick conversation about what a like the night of the festival
okay.
before the comet went to hell and everything went bonkers. What would you guys have talked about? What were because you guys developed a couple drinks, you guys built a canopy, you guys were doing all these things. There were a bunch of various APCs there. Kai is there, and the place is booming. There's a lot that you guys could have talked about during that, about people visiting maybe from Gravitas, so you can talk about NPCs or with NPCs from there. You'll have lots of options, or you could just talk about things that you need to do throughout that moment.
Plan to kill the mayor.
You guys can talk about your plans to kill the mayor, since she's not there.
So
and was-
wait, the mayor didn't attend our really cool party?
No, she was at the diner across the way.
I thought it was another night that she wasn't there. I figured she would have been at the really cool party.
No, she's an asshole.
That's true.
Yep.
Is there any, like, if I look around, is there anyone who like particularly catches my eye as being interesting looking? Like, is there a shadowy figure?
Well, besides John, know that there were a lot of orcs who were visiting from the Barrows, who are there to just kind of enjoy the ambiance of everything and the gravitas of everything. There's also a slew of dwarves who are visiting.
Dwarves.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go sit down at the table with the dwarves with a couple beers.
All right. And while you're doing that and Kai is cooking, John, what are you doing?
So what everyone doesn't know is that over the past few weeks, I've set up a room upstairs in the inn that is locked. That when you go into it, has pictures of the mayor everywhere and little pieces of yarn connecting the dots, people in storylines, and with all my grand plans of ways that we could take out the mayor.
When do I notice John's not there or Quinto's not there? How long would it take me sitting there to notice that?
Well, considering it's the day of the comet, give me a D20 roll and add perception if you have it. You don't notice John missing. So John, you're in your murder hole.
I'm gonna find
Yes.
the murder hole.
I enjoy this.
What do you do in
A
your
serial killer room. So what I'm doing is I've painted one whole wall with whiteboard paint, since I love to do that anyway. And I'm just writing down possible scenarios where we can kill the mayor and make it look like an accident.
Okay. And you're the only one that knows about this room.
Correct.
All right.
Yeah.
So you're looking, and what are some of the plans you have on your board right now?
So some of them are like poison her with beer. Some of them are poison her with food. Then we have like different ways where we could set off an explosion or send her some type of poison or explosion in the mail. I have different ways where we can ask some orcs to take something over or find an orc hitman. So there's all different possibilities up on the wall at this point.
You do know that there's a whole bunch of orcs downstairs who are planning to leave town in just a few weeks. Maybe convincing one of them to do the job before leaving is an option.
I love where this is going.
Those dwarves or whatever. But there's a whole bunch of strangers here.
Yeah, I love this. So yeah, I think I'm trying to figure out of all the orcs that are there, which of those look like they would be the best transient hitmen-ish type that are quiet and will keep a secret.
All right. Go ahead and give me an insight roll as you just eye over the different orcs.
So have you left the murder hole then?
Yeah, I'm downstairs looking around. 14.
14. You try to get a good read on the orcs, or just the people in the tavern in general, just people who are who aren't going to be here in a long period of time. The orcs seem to be a little bit on the ritzier side. They seem to be wearing wealthy tunics. They seem to be there to spend a little bit of money and enjoy the common as a novelty piece. The people that do catch your eye are the dwarves at the table. They came here with Rhaegorn, the studious dwarf, Gully's grandfather's friend.
Yep.
But these guys are basically the laborers, the people who tote around his cases of books and whatnot. And these dwarves are just kind of minding their own business. They're lightly gambling and just commenting on the random people that are here to enjoy a rock in the sky. And given their more lowbrow type of humor, you're more inclined to think that the dwarves are more amiable towards that line of work than the orcs, who seem to be more esoteric with their interests.
Okay.
And you sit down next to the dwarves, and they go, "Can we deal you up a hand?"
What are you playing?
We're playing Two Dragons Ante.
I'll watch around.
All right. They start gambling. It's a weird game that involves both cards and dice. And it seems to be a weird combination of counting cards and a little bit of luck. But they see Quinto over there, like, "Hey, we could use a few more drinks here." After they down the ones that you brought them.
Making friends. I'm going to get up and go get drinks.
All right.
I work here.
Well, they saw John, and they know that he's the proprietor of the tavern. You're often in the back messing with a goat. So they don't actually recognize you as someone.
Gary is much better behaved now.
All right.
He's the troublemaker.
Okay. So what? Okay. While all this is happening is Hey in the back, just kind of
Hey, he's in my pocket.
attacking random children. Oh, he's in your pocket.
Yeah.
Okay.
He hangs out with me now.
So as you get up to go get drinks, John, do you say anything or?
Yeah. So as soon as she gets up, I go over and say that I might have a job for them if they're interested in making some money to handle a situation for me.
And they go, well, we're bored out of our minds. Does it pay well?
It could possibly, but it requires an amazing amount of discretion.
You're in a room filled with people.
Come to my murder hole.
They kind of look at each other and go, what do you mean?
So I guess at this point, I need to reveal to Pippin that I have a murder room. So I will pull Pippin aside and say, hey, we need to talk to these dwarfs about something, but before we do that, I need to show you something.
Okay.
You bring the dwarves their beer.
Drop the beers off and then follow you.
Yep. So then I let you in. I show you the board with all the photos and the elaborate plans to take out the mayor. And then I say, I think we could talk to the dwarves into doing this for us, which will open up the way for Gully to become the mayor.
Does Gully know about the murder hole?
Not yet.
Did you show her this? Okay. Since I have the criminal background, would I actually know how to go about this better than what Quinto was doing?
You're not sure if these dwarves are hitman material. With your background, though, you could probably find a hitman.
Yes.
While
Especially your psychic communication with your brother now.
well, I don't necessarily completely agree with this line of action. If you're going to do it, don't ask random dwarfs.
Okay.
I will. Give me a second. I'm gonna run downstairs to my garden.
Okay.
And find my little mushroom area.
Okay, you find your mushroom area. Hey stays in the murder room and just starts pecking the picture of the mayor.
Yes.
Apparently, Hey-Hey's on board. And I'm going to contact Poppin.
All right. What's your first sentence out to him?
Hey, dude.
There's a. Oh, what? Hello, sis.
Do I know any hitman's names still? Were there any I liked?
They worked for your mother, right?
Yes.
So yeah, you know one hitman. He was. Let's see how he felt about you. He was a little fond of you, so he might be willing to do some side work for you. He was a goblin by the name of Svarti.
Does Kai look like he'd want to kill them?
This who?
Kai. Anyway, never mind. Do you think you could send? I don't want someone who works for my mother. Do you have any contacts with hitman who aren't Svarti?
There's just silence on the line. Aren't you an adventurer that can...
Look, I need a hitman. Don't ask questions.
All right. They're associated with Vex.
All right, well, tell them to meet me at the docks in Prison Bay.
All right. I'll send them your way. They might not. It's a busy night tonight. Maybe they'll get there tomorrow. Is that okay?
I guess. I go back to the murder hole. Don't say goodbye. Just disconnect.
Okay, bye. So you go back.
I have a hitman. He's gonna meet us at the docks.
Yes.
It's tomorrow.
Great.
I'm so glad that you guys can't keep track of the timeline because this is the night of the comet and you're not here tomorrow afternoon.
Well, but we don't know that now.
I know. I'm just saying, it's funny.
It's not that I'm not keeping track of the timeline. I'm being true to character.
This will maybe be the reason why we couldn't execute that plan at that particular moment.
Yeah. Because I mean, the mayor's not dead the next day either.
That's
Yeah.
So,
But you come back, and what do you say to John?
all right. Talk to my brother.
Yep.
And he is sending someone who does not work for my mother, but does work for the creepy goat man.
Okay.
They'll meet us at the dock tomorrow.
I like this whole side story where eventually I'm going to become a serial killer and take out all these like evil people. I'm going to become the Dexter of Prison Bay.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
You're
this
more
is gonna
likely
be-
to get Pippin on board with that because she's real uncomfortable with this like gray area we're living in.
I love it.
Dark gray.
What a
I like also how like we never really discussed much the fact that like this random half elf, half dragonborn wandered into your life, and later you find out she has a criminal past, and it's just kind of like, yeah, okay.
That's all right. We're going to now develop that more and really lean into it. So
okay. So she comes walking back in and says, "A hitman's going to be arriving tomorrow." How do you actually react?
I couldn't be more ecstatic. That's awesome. I think in the interim, we need to not reveal any of this to Gully so that when we do take out the mayor, she doesn't feel like it's because of us that she got to be mayor. So she can embrace that role.
That and plausible deniability.
Exactly. Yep. Yep.
Who has a better, like how one of my favorite things is that I keep accidentally playing like charismatic leading things when my character has no charisma score.
Yeah, mine does. Don't worry. As we eventually start a cult in our serial killer mentality, this is really turning into a fun adventure. I mean, we already have religion and beer. We're about to become serial killers, and we're going to start a cult. This just got way better.
Are there any other individuals who you want to add to your murder board?
Not yet. There will be.
Did we murder the guy with the animals?
Did you say did we or can we?
Did we?
No, I don't think we killed him.
I'd put him on the murder board.
I
Attempt to do a drawing of him and like quietly put it on the murder board.
have no problem with that.
Great.
It's like a stick figure.
Meg's going to be real sad that she missed this episode.
So after about 5 minutes of you guys discussing murdering people, there's a call from downstairs like, "Is everything okay up there?
Call from,
Where's all my waiters?"
call from who?
Vex.
Vex?
Not Vex.
Kai?
Kai. Thank you. As Kai's cooking, but no one's taking the food out.
Whoopsie doozies.
So I will go.
Well, what's Gully doing? Gully should be working down there, right?
Oh, you're right. Gully is downstairs doing all the serving and whatnot, completely oblivious to the murder room.
Yes.
But she's usually behind bar, right?
Right.
She can run orders out.
Yeah.
That's fine. All right. So
I have a hard time remembering how restaurants work. I worked as a waitress like once and I was really bad at it.
It's not a problem. Meg should be able to. I mean, Gully should be able to run a few orders out while she's tending bar.
Right.
So, which of these plans do we want to suggest to the hitman? Because like we need this to not come back to us, and it's not a real big town for him to like disappear into, or she. I don't know.
Well, they're transients, right? They're going to leave. It's not like he's going to live here.
Yeah.
So, and if he's a hitman, kind of think we should trust his judge. It doesn't matter. We're not going to meet with him anyway because we're not going to be here. But yeah, I would suggest asking him for his input and kind of seeing where that situation goes. And if we have to make a recommendation, we can.
You do know that hitmen do not work for free.
Yes.
I'm assuming we've got a hitman fund.
We're running a nice inn here where we have a bar. So
It's a cash business.
A few drinks.
totally. Yeah, cash business. Yeah,
Gully's mayor. It's not like we're gonna get audited for tax purposes.
totally. Yeah. There's no taxes in Prison Bay. I like that. We have a little nest egg of cash put aside for murder.
We're murder.
A murder budget.
Yeah,
Murder.
the murder budget. Besides, I'm pretty sure Pippin's got some sort of stash somewhere in case she needs to
She's a little bug out
dodge fast.
bag.
You druid.
I am a hippie druid. I'm a hippie druid with a criminal mastermind mother.
Oh, that's fair.
Yes.
How is she not on the murder board?
I don't think I could get close enough to kill her. And the power vacuum it would cause. And I don't want to make Sebastian too sad.
Do you discuss anything else about the murder board?
I mean, since it's all the mayor.
Yeah.
However, I do look and I'm like, I'm rather impressed with your data collection on the mayor and these surprisingly lifelike drawings that are almost like photographs.
Yes. It's lovely, isn't it? Yeah, I've done a lot of work on it. So we'll be prepared for our next target at some point.
I didn't realize you were this good of an artist, Quinto.
I try. Only when I feel the passion of death amongst me.
Turns out it's all made in like beer phone prints.
Yeah, this is gonna get so dark. Yeah, I think at this point we should go back downstairs so Gully doesn't get suspicious of anything that's going on, so we can get out of here and go back down and join the group again.
Head up to the roof soon.
All right, so you guys head downstairs and you see the dwarves still eyeing you. I was like, so about that job?
What's up?
No, I don't know what you're talking about. You must have been drinking. We're good.
They kind of look at each other and go, okay.
Here's a beer on the house from us.
We just gaslighted a group of dwarves.
They take the free beer, go, dick.
I'm okay with that.
So you go outside, finish the rest of the preparation work.
Mhm.
That was interesting. What did you guys do? Speaking of flashbacks and filling out certain aspects of the story, during the session 0, you burnt someone's cart to the ground and killed off all of his animals.
Yep.
Accidentally, we were trying to save him.
Yeah, it didn't happen on purpose.
Well, you catch a lot of things on fire.
It happens. Yeah.
What happened immediately upon the ranch or being like, what about my pigs?
We had a
You
suckling
guys-
pig festival.
What's that?
We had a suckling pig festival.
Gosh. Okay, you guys don't have a murder budget if you guys are constantly repairing other people's damaged property.
We were able to sell all the pig meat for a large profit, and then we replaced his cart and some of his animals for him.
Are they able to stabilize and heal any of the animals?
Nope, all food.
They all became medium well.
Okay.
Yep.
In terms of preserving them, let's see if you did a good job. John, give me a D20 roll.
Yep.
Add intelligence, and are you proficient with cooking supplies?
Nope. Don't see cooking supply. I have cooking supplies, but I don't see any.
They would be in the lower left-hand box if you were.
Where my tools are?
Yep. Okay. You can go ahead and roll, though, and add your intelligence modifier. Let's see how good of a job you did.
17.
Oh, damn. Okay. Yeah, you did preserve that meat. But that's not what the purchaser of those pigs wanted. So you were able to buy those pigs in the first place, but he still has a net loss because he got he had to pay a severance on the deal that he had with his vendor. So in spite of it being complete
Do
loss,
I have any baby pigs I've been raising?
I would imagine not. You're not a rancher.
I could have a couple pigs. There was a pig.
Okay.
There was Hey, Scary, and a pig.
Then you have a pig. What's the pig's name? And where did you get the pig?
I just listed a bunch of animals in the first session that I had, and nobody corrected me.
That works.
Let me see. Piggy. Hey, Piggy, and Scary.
There you go.
But I had Piggy when Eenie and Meanie were there. So maybe I had Iggy and Piggy. And I gave Iggy to
That rancher.
that rancher.
All right. What's something else that either of you would want to do in your downtime? Clearly, you have the murder board, constantly planning her demise.
Yep.
Now, what's something that you want for the inn? You guys added the back addition.
Yep.
Happened over a period of months. What's something else that you want to accomplish?
I would like to, at some point, have a nice patio for seating outside where we can have some live music out there during the warmer months.
All right.
I would like to research bioluminescence in conjunction with the patio.
Okay. So the patio is going to be a long-standing addition. I imagine that you're making or paying the orc from the first group of adventures,
Yep.
the carpenter, to do all this labor. Because you're not a carpenter. But in addition to expanding and doing research, so you just want to make your specific inn the best inn it can possibly be.
Correct.
Do you do any marketing for the inn? And if so, where to? Or do you mainly do all your tavern marketing through the distribution of your particular ale?
Yeah, I think we do it through the ale, and then we do a lot of just very local marketing, like on the docks. We do some marketing down there to attract people that are coming in, and then we have some flyers and some billboards out around the town.
I also go around the town and just make the word holy hops appear in flowers, like on any bush that's large enough to do it.
That is some sleazy marketing.
I think it's awesome. Just
Organic marketing.
Love it.
Great.
I'm really getting a lot out of the Druidcraft cantrip.
You really are.
Yep.
So with that particular style of marketing, you do get a lot of deckhands and a little bit more of the blue collar laborers coming into your tavern. You don't get quite as many because there aren't a lot of visitors to Prison Bay except for major holidays. But you do get the dock workers who drop off crates and pick up and work the warehouses to come by and grab a few drinks that way. You also, with the distribution of ale throughout the drakes, you do get the occasional person coming in just curious about who the heck makes this beer that they love. One of those people is a dragonborn from Little Drake called Saxton. So one afternoon in the middle of summer, so a few months back, this golden dragonborn comes in, barrel-chested, and goes, "Is this Holy Hops? I just saw the bush outside, and I assume this is the place, but it's smaller than I expected."
How dare you? Yes, this is Holy Hops.
"Oh, nice to meet you. I'm Saxton. Who are those people that judge the flavors of things?"
Like a soulmate.
No, that's soulmate.
No, not soulmate.
Um,
They taste wine and stuff.
yeah, like one of those people,
Sommeliers.
but for beer.
Soldemanier.
I don't know. I don't know what they're called. We can look that up.
What's a food taster called?
Critic.
A critic. Thank you.
Of course.
Hi, I'm the beer critic from Little Drake, and I just came here to examine the distribution facility of one of my favorite beers, and this is quaint. And you are?
I'm Quinto, the serial killer. It's lovely to meet you. Sorry, did I say serial killer? I'm sorry. I didn't mean that. I meant the beer maker. So sorry. I've definitely not killed anyone.
Give me a charisma check.
Sure.
Persuasion, I guess, if you have it.
I do indeed. 23.
Of course it is.
Yeah.
Ho, 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 your beer is killer.
See what you did there?
So have you thought about entering any of the more ritzy beer tasting competitions, good sir?
We have not, but I'd love to hear some more information about it. It sounds very interesting.
Oh, well, you see, I run a very posh competition in the fall, where some of the greatest brewers in the Drakes come together and compete for the Golden Chalice.
That's Golden Stein.
The Golden Stein.
Love it.
It's basically just an honorary thing, but it is significant. It's a signifier for the best beer. If you are interested, it is conducted in Little Drake in the fall during the fall solstice.
Okay. Yeah, that's amazing. We'd love to do that.
I feel like this is a setup for a future.
I know. I see where this is going, but it's fine.
Please tell me your can you show me around? If I'm going to be writing an article about your distillery, I would like to see it, please.
Sure. I will get Gully and have Gully do a behind the
Come
scenes
on.
tour for him.
How about you and Pippin? Since
All right.
you were here.
Pippin and I will give a tour of the facilities.
Yeah, Pippin was too busy delivering pies as she is.
No, Pippin is
I mean, Gully
strange.
is.
Oh, I was gonna say. You call Pippin and strangely two Hey-Hays walk over.
Two Hayes go into a bar.
Oh no, I wouldn't have had Wild Shape at this point.
Correct.
Dang it. Never mind. I come wandering in
Hey, in tow.
with my arms full of green stuff.
All right.
My legs hurt.
I'm sorry. So what's the first thing you show Saxton?
Show him our big tanks where we do all of our brewing.
Where do you keep those?
That's a great question. We actually have them. Very few people know this, but we have an entire underground basement of the
Basement. Okay.
where all the brewing equipment is. So we take him down there where our large tanks are, and we show him the process from all the way from where we make cans and bottles, and how everything runs down in the basement with small dwarfs and elves or whoever it is that works down there that handles the process, that have little tiny hands to put the bottle caps on.
Do we just have like goblins in the basement?
Okay, so there are things called gremlins. So you could literally have a gremlin over there who's like just screwing on caps, who
Perfect.
just occasionally swigs some. He's just over there like.
I love it. This sounds perfect. Yes,
What's the name?
that's what we do. Well, we have a bunch of, we should have a few of them down there. That,
So there's three of them just bringing bottles, filling it in. And are they dressed? They normally are naked, but you could dress them up however you want.
naked's fine.
So they're naked, just filling up
Can they
these
have little
bottles.
hats?
They're naked except for hats.
We
All
gotta
right.
keep, like hairnet, rules.
Yeah, it's fine.
So you see them corking or bottle capping, and
With gremlins.
he inquires about the altar, and you explain it. And
Wait, where is the altar? Like, is it in the main dining room, or is it down by the?
or there are two.
Is it in the tank?
Yeah, we have like a display altar for like everyone that comes in that can make their offering to the beer gods, and then we have one down in the basement that's our private altar that we use for sacrifices or whatever. Yeah. Whatever. Initiations into the cult at some point. Just foreshadowing.
There's a picture of the mayor on the altar.
Well,
Maybe
not
there
that.
is.
Hasn't made us that yet.
We just have a picture of the mayor up because she's the mayor of the town.
But he goes, "Oh, this is a nice establishment. Give me a charisma check as you're showing him around. Let's see how good of a showman you are in this moment."
Can I help him?
Yes, you have advantage. So roll twice and take it the higher number.
21.
Of course.
My second roll is 19.
Well, you are able to produce a lot, and I'm very impressed with your work. But you also run a bed and breakfast.
That is correct. We do. We have several rooms here. We have a cook in the back, so we make breakfast, lunch, and dinner for our guests and for any of the local townspeople.
Good, good, good. Well, I'll be staying a few days just to get a proper feel of your establishment. So I'll take a room for the evening. And then he pays, and he spends a few days there, just enjoying a few of the sights. The mayor steals him for a day as she tries to sell the town, not just the tavern.
Yep.
But he seems to enjoy your company. The magical
Very
drinks
enjoyable.
that Gully makes, the fine food that's fresh. he has a lovely and magical time. And then he leaves on his small vessel back to Little Drake. And on his way out, he says, I do hope that you do the fall competition.
Where's that it? What would that be after the comet, the fall competition?
Yes, it will be after.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's in the fall. The comet is like early summer.
Oh, we got plenty of time. Plenty of time for murder.
Oh, your killer beverage.
I love it.
You're going to slay many hearts.
You're not kidding, pal. I love it.
And then he leaves, leaving a pamphlet for the tasting in the Golden Stein.
Awesome.
I just really want a golden stein. Like, do we actually get a golden stein?
Yes, there's an actual physical trophy.
Love it.
For
Definitely
you,
gonna win that.
Player Tavern.
It would look so nice on our show altar.
Oh, we'll win it, or we'll kill him and take it.
Why are
Well,
you turning
we'll
complete
knock-
homicide?
We'll knock the competition dead.
This is taking a turn.
I think he's evil. I think you're evil.
Definitely
An evil beer god.
Nope. We're gonna stay on the path of the righteous. The mayor is the evil one. I have little documents outlining her criminal mischief and background of misdeeds.
I see.
Yes.
Are there any planted? Is all this planted evidence, or is it just?
No, it's all real. We have a very distinct moral compass on those that we will execute and murder. So
I see.
Should really develop our own hitman, one that's loyal to us and our cause.
Or just become the hitman.
yes.
We have to put a degree of separation between Gully and the hitman.
Are you trying to like form your own criminal organization?
Not yet.
Is that what you guys are trying to do? I know you guys wanted to do like the whole cult thing. So
Oh, we're gonna have a call. It's gonna happen.
what's the goal of your cult besides just adoration?
I mean, that's a pretty good goal. It's I mean, for us, it's all about expanding. So for us, it's more of a religious thing. It's not, we don't really see it as a cult. It's more of a religious thing where we are going to bring like-minded individuals together who appreciate serial killing and beer. Yeah, but only very moral, upstanding serial killing. So only those who truly deserve to be punished.
All right. So what I'm hearing as a DM is I need to put more unpleasant NPCs in the world for you guys to just target.
Yeah, that'd be great.
I want to go after Vex.
Oh yeah.
And eventually, maybe we'll get to Karen.
Karen. All that is wrong with 2020. Karen.
Oh,
Well, I think in terms of actual gameplay, that's a good point for that. Because I know, John, we're planning to leave early.
Yeah, I gotta bug out. So yeah, I think we're on a good path. I love our direction that we went. I think Gully will be pleasantly surprised at the turns that were made today a little bit.
I'll be interested to see if she actually goes back and watches this.
Well, I'll tell her to watch it. She has to watch this one.
So that's the scenes. In terms of the actual gameplay thing, yeah, I guess John doesn't have very many good melee options. So maybe the help action or getting away from melee is probably the best option.
I agree.
Since you can't hit anything to save your life.
Yeah, that's fine.
I should be the one, from a tactical point of view, strangely, the druid should be the tank.
Yeah, I should be the one that focuses on healing and.
Well, not necessarily. Well, yes, you're a healer, but you're also a ranged character.
Yeah.
I can reach
in
stuff,
clothy
but
bits.
I can't wait till I can turn into a bear.
Yep.
You could do that.
Can I turn into a baby bear right now?
Sure.
And just be like, "Rawr!"
Yes, you can turn into a cub.
Come.
And so that, and what announcements? So we're planning to end this story arc before the end of the year.
Yes. So
Yep.
next week is a normal game at the new time.
Yep.
And then after that, we'll have
We should have 2 more weeks.
2 more weeks.
That was good for December.
One of them will be a level up session.
Yep.
And the session after, and a Q&A. And then the last session of the year, we'll do a Patreon like one-off adventure where everyone's playing goblins.
Right.
So that'll be fun.
Yeah.
Fun. All
What
right.
other announcements do you guys have though?
I am not sure because we were supposed to have done a book club this week on Thursday, but it was Thanksgiving, so we didn't do it. So we need to look at our calendar. And
Yeah,
figure-
we got to do that because we're going to fall behind on Dresden, and I don't want to do that. So we'll do that. We have our Stephen King book club of Rage, which is up in 2 weeks.
I need.
Got
I need the.
it's in our Slack. I have to go back and find it and send you the link. So we're doing Rage by Stephen King in a few weeks, and other than that, you can check out our social media at Dungeon Havoc and at Bite Size Social. And I think that's it, right?
And I think next week we're going to start doing the not fireside chat thing.
Yeah, on Saturdays or some point, we're going to
'Cause
just
that was fun.
sit and talk about random D&D bits.
Great.
All right.
All right.
Well, thank you, John, for joining us. And
Are we done too?
I guess we're done.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll see
Happy
you.
Black Friday, everyone. And
Yeah.
we'll talk to you guys on Monday. Have a lovely weekend.
You too.
Toodaloo.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
All right. And
We're still on air.
yeah, we're still on air, but
Archie, are you still there?
if you are, have a good one, Archie. We want to say bye specifically to you,
Yeah.
but past that, I hope that you guys have a great one. Thank you.
Bye. Well, I have to wait for my mouse to turn back on.
Of course.
Do.